Hey guys, welcome to another Red Chair Chat. And today we left the farm, brought the red chairs with us, and we're on location at a very special place. So without further ado, let me introduce to you the man, the legend, Big Poppa Corn. Woo!
Hey.
How are you, brother? Mark Rice.
I'm not a myth.
You're not.
No myth here.
So you are actually the first guest that we've done outside the farm.
What?
Now, I have spent a lot of time with my brother talking about my father. What I want to do is talk about how Mark and I met, and then talk about the world of the fantasy world of gourmet popcorn. So this book, oh, by the way,
Yes, sir.
this is your very own personal copy.
My own personal copy.
And you can get your own copy. And by the way, if you don't have the money, if you don't, I mean, I'm not going to be a top seller on Amazon. God just wants one person at a time to get this book. So if you direct message me, I'll send you a free copy of this book, because it's a story about the debauchery of my life, but more importantly, the story about Jesus Christ and his saving grace. Now, Dennis, what's Dennis's last name?
Dennis Willis.
So my sister-in-law, Sharon,
Yes.
she has the book available at her store in Fairhope, Alabama, which she and Leslie own. It's a women's boutique called Four Bags. And I've said this before, God didn't put us in business. And this, by the way, the store's been there for 17 years. He didn't put that store in business for anything other than for my sister to minister to people. And it is amazing at the people that come into that store. So she either can sell the book or give it away if she feels need. But she always takes down names, addresses, and email addresses of people that come in and get a copy of the book. So she said, gave me the information. She said, Lanny, there's this wonderful couple came in to the store. They came down to get married, and
They were there for their honeymoon.
okay, so
Yep.
they had got married before
Yep.
we got down.
Yep.
They bought a copy of your book, and so I do my very best to always try to send a thank you note or an email or something to people that pick the book up, and in hopes that they'll at least communicate with me and let me know what's going on. Well, he wrote down on where he put his address, Big Poppa Corn, because my sister-in-law said, well, my sister and her husband live in Portland. And so anyway, so they got into an exchange. So I think, I'm trying to remember how I connected with you, because I'd heard of Big Poppa Corn, and I connected with you.
I sent you a message. Dennis had told me, after we had read the book, we knew that you lived here in Portland. I told Dennis, I said, well, I'm going to reach out to him. And I sent you a message and told
That's
you
right.
that I read your book because my friends Dennis and Sonia Willis went to the shop down in Fairhope. We read the book. Incredible, incredible story. I'm not just saying that. I don't like to read. I'm not a good reader.
Yeah.
But I didn't put this down until it took me like 3 days and I was done.
Wow.
That's a record. Especially when there's no pictures. So that's how we made the connection. I just sent you a message, and you were very kind to respond back.
And then it was weeks later, and I saw on Instagram you guys were opening this shop. This space has been a number of different things.
It has. It has been a church, which I think is very fitting.
Yeah,
You know, so I've had people come in and say, I used to go to church here.
that's crazy.
And so it went from like a church to like a barbecue restaurant, chicken and fish, to a local grocery store, and now, it's a popcorn shop.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I saw that you were opening this store, and I said I'm going to give him a hot minute to get settled in and stuff. And so I came in. The first time I came in, you were waiting on a bunch of people, and somebody was trying to get me to go check it. I said, no, I want to wait for just a minute. And what was so exciting to me is after everybody walked out, I said, Mark, I'm Lanny West. And you said, I thought that might be you. And you came out and gave me the biggest hug, like we were long lost pals. So to me, that's like instant friendship. That's how we met. So kind of what I want to share with people, gourmet popcorn is a pretty big deal. And I came in and bought, I'm trying to remember, the caramel chocolate drizzle.
Caramel macchiato.
I want to know, and just share with everybody, how I don't know what you were doing before this, but all of a sudden now you're in the popcorn business. And then I want to know how our Father, how God has been a part of this process in your life and so forth. So tell us the story.
Back in 2018, I was working for an auto auction, and I was a local sales rep, and I was doing everything I could to kind of fight and claw my way up, so I can make more money. Chasing the title, chasing the paycheck,
Yeah.
all of that madness. And I was on the verge of a promotion, and our corporate headquarters is based out of Chicago. And so on my first trip to Chicago for a big meeting, a friend of mine was like, you got to stop at Garrett Popcorn there in O'Hare.
Right.
And get their cheese and get their caramel popcorn.
Are they a local Chicago company?
Well, they're international, man. Like, they're based out of Chicago, and like they're the it, right? They're the standard,
right,
when it comes to caramel popcorn. I got some popcorn to take to the hotel, and I was like, oh my God, this stuff is so good. I'd buy more for the flight home. I'd bring some home and give to some of my customers. I've always had an entrepreneur mind, and so being in the car business, I was flipping cars on the side, saving money, always praying, okay, God. I've always wanted to work for myself. Time went on, I came home. My friend and I, Mario, who's my coworker, we worked together. I was his boss, just we're very good friends. We went to a popcorn shop down in East Nashville, Colonel's, and walked in there, and it's like, man, this is cool. Like the feeling, they're good Christian people.
Yeah.
Love their community, helping folks, like all the things like a great company should be. And I looked at my friend Mario. It was like a light went off, Lanny. I just said, this is it. I'm going to have a popcorn shop. That was in 2018, and I started researching. I started making caramel popcorn on the stove.
Was that your first one?
Yes. Well, I was learning how to make caramel popcorn. I was making it on the stove. I was taking it to church, sharing it with my friends. Just, all right, this is pretty cool. And then, you start searching things on YouTube. You kind of go down that the black hole. And I started learning about kettle corn. And there's this company out in Washington, and the gentleman who owned it, he's passed away. And I didn't know it, but he's so energetic, just so happy. You could feel his energy and his love and his passion. And I'm like, man, that sounds like fun. And so I started researching kettle corn, and I ended up in 2019, I ordered my first kettle corn setup, which sits in the front of the shop here. I've never eaten kettle corn a day in my life until I started making it. So I didn't really know, what it tastes like, what it's supposed to be, but I started doing some research. I started in 2019 in the spring doing the farmer's market here in Portland. From there, it's been a crazy adventure.
So, first of all, how many pounds of corn, how many pounds a week do you go through?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're looking at a pallet right there that had 2,500 pounds on it. And there's probably, if I'm looking at it, see 5 bags, so there's 250 pounds left. And we've had that for 2 months. So it depends on how busy the season is. Honestly, we've never gone through a pallet this fast. So that tells me that business is up.
I gotcha. I love it.
Yeah.
So you did the kettle corn.
Yeah.
And so my favorites, if I could, I'd swim in caramel.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's no question about it. Both of the caramels, but the strawberry cream, because Portland, Tennessee is the
strawberry capital.
And you have the strawberries and cream, which is kind of a salute to
it's our nod to our great city of Portland. So
what's the number one selling
popcorn?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I would probably say our caramel crunch is a huge seller, the chocolate drizzle as well, and of course the kettle corn.
This is Big Poppa Charms, like Lucky Charms.
Like Lucky Charms. So the popcorn is a sweet vanilla flavor.
Right.
And it has the rainbow marshmallows in there.
I got it.
It's been pretty cool. 2019, rolling through, learning, growing, honing my skill, and this is all while I'm still working full time for the auction. All still working full time.
Now, when did you stop that? Wow. But then recently, you went back to school for a business degree of some sort, and then you stopped, and then you just graduated.
I just graduated. I've had a lot of jobs. I went to school back in 2008, I enrolled in the hospitality management program at Vol State. And during that time, I also started working at Gaylord Opryland. And so I got into the hotel business. I was trying to find something that like I would be happy in, that my personality could shine, my skill set there would shine. And a friend of mine said, "Have you ever thought about hospitality? You love people, like, this and that." And I was just kind of floundering in life, being married. I didn't really have a steady career, and I was just trying to find my way. So I got into going to school, doing that. And I went the whole 2 years, but I never applied to graduate. And so as I was working through the hotel and getting promotions and yada yada, I never officially graduated. And so fast forward 13 years, 12 years, when I meet a lady who works at Vol State. She's one of my customers, and I asked her to look at my records. I said, "Man, I got a lot of credits from when I went back," and explained the story. And man, they pulled up my records and they were like, "Hey, we don't have the hospitality program anymore, but what we can do is," and they started making all these exceptions and this and that. And they said, "You just need to take one class. And it was between business law or warehouse logistics management. And I chose that one because I feel like that would help me in this business
down the road
overall.
for sure.
Absolutely.
So you just graduated. That's cool.
Associate's degree in business management.
So you just recently did a CEMC, is our electric co-op here in Portland, where we get our electricity. I saw part of the little interview you did was your philosophy is to be a blessing to your community and those around you. And I think that's an important thing. So you guys get tied in with a lot of charity fundraising events. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so when I was putting this business together before my wife came on board, it's all about people. It's about community. Starbucks has a saying, we're not in the coffee business serving people, but we're in the people business serving coffee. We're in the people business serving popcorn.
Right.
That's what I want to be. That's what I want the brand Big Poppa Corn be. Community. It's about community. And so we get involved however we can, whether it's helping our local food banks, whether it's helping sponsor a little league, or if it's the cheerleaders or the volleyball teams or the whatever that are coming in asking for sponsorships. Can we give everybody $1,000? No, but we're going to do our part.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Which is great.
I believe that we will do our best to do something for our community. That's like our mantra. That's what we want to do, because we feel like the more you pour out into your community and you show your community, like, we're invested here. Right. Like, we bought this building here. Like, we're not going anywhere unless the Lord tells us to go in Portland. So
more businesses need to be that way, and then every community, their hearts would be bigger, and that's what we need to focus on. So tell me the flavors. I see vanilla cinnamon drizzle. That's deadly.
Yes. We have several different flavors. When it comes to our candied coated popcorn, of course, we start with our base. I call it our entry-level drug, is our gourmet caramel crunch, and then we got our chocolate drizzle, our vanilla cinnamon drizzle, the caramel macchiato, strawberries and cream, which, like we said earlier, is our tribute to Portland, our Big Poppa Charms, which you showed everybody, and then our Big Poppa Pebbles, which is, I got on this like cereal kick, and so we've added that to the cereal collection. It tastes just like the Fruity Pebbles cereal. We have a hot cocoa drizzle, which is we make with real butter and cocoa powder.
Ooh.
Remember Cocoa Puffs?
Yes.
Yeah, so good.
Interesting one is the dill pickle.
Dill pickle,
popcorn.
Funny thing is, like, I had requests for that, and I was kind of like, I don't know. And so I had to tell myself, it's not about what you like, it's about what the people want.
Yeah.
And so we tried it, started selling it, and it's a hit.
Wow. And then you got some jalapeno.
Jalapeno cheddar, and then we have our cheesy cheddar, white cheddar, our hot cheddar, which is collaboration with a local food manufacturer, Skip's Peppers, out of Hendersonville. We've become really good friends. He's a fellow believer. Meeting him, I was just like, man, there's just something cool about you. Like, he loves Jesus
great.
too. And I'm like, what can we do together? And I'm like, I want a new spicy popcorn. Let's put Skip's Peppers in there. And now it's a huge hit. You know, things like that is where like some of these ideas come from.
So where's all this going?
Well, as you walking in and you saw my wife with all these boxes over here, we've got...
Yeah, let's give her some credit. Now, you're the face of this place. I come in here, and you're not here all the time, and she's back there.
Now, I want to make it clear, just because I'm not here doesn't mean I'm working. I'm usually out making some deliveries or something.
Yeah.
I promise you, I do work. But my wife, Kim, is a super hard worker. She works behind the scenes, but back in that kitchen, I see all of the numbers, and I go, oh my God, how are we going to get this done? My wife is very smart. She can look at it and she can dissect it and put a plan together. She plays to her strengths and I play to mine. She's great with our employees. She's so patient and kind.
That not only comes into your business, but that can't come that way into your business without that being the way it is at home as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Bob Goff said it best. He's the balloon, she's the string.
Gotcha. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
The dreamer,
Yeah.
big personality. Okay, I'm gonna keep you here. Let's not get too carried away.
That's kind of what Leslie and I have that same whole thing going on.
A lot of people will give most of the credit to me, but they don't see what really goes on.
Yeah, she's working hard back there.
My wife is a hard worker.
I would just be curious, is there a particular verse that your go-to verse? Mine is Proverbs 3:5-8 is pretty much what I go to.
Proverbs 14:23 is one that when I had a dream about this, like when I planned to start this business, Proverbs 14:23 says, all hard work brings a profit, and mere talk leads to poverty. And I felt when I had read that, and I remember I say, in this business, starting up, not knowing what's going to happen in the future, not knowing if it's going to work, whatever, I just remember holding on to God's promise and saying, all hard work will bring a profit. So if I, number one, commit myself to Christ and His ultimate plan, and I work hard, it's going to profit.
Amen.
And then I can't just talk about what I want to do. I can't just talk about one day this, one day that, but it's putting your faith into action, getting to work hard, God will bless it.
Amen.
And that will be my verse till the day I die.
That's awesome.
And it gives me strength. It's going to work
Well,
out.
one day we're going to do something together at Humble Hollow Farm with Big Poppa Corn, so you guys need to keep an eye out on that. Thanks for your time, and this has been great. I love coming in. I love seeing you. Your energy is just outstanding, and Kim's as well. So,
thank you so much,
brother.
Lenny.
Thank you
so
love
much,
you.
man.
All right.
It's like a long lost brother I didn't know we had out there, man.
All right. Well, stay tuned for our next Red Chair Chats. Thank you all for being here. Bye.